I'm about to blow your mind. So the question is, why were you triggered? And this is a crazy question because like I thought about it and I'm like, yo, this is what I'm dealing with on a constant. Like, why am I triggered? Why does this stuff keep happening? Like, how do they keep bothering me with little words that they are saying? I gotta get this to y'all because y'all my family and you know I love you. YouTube, podcast, wherever you hear this at. I gotta tell you the truth. This is so cold-blooded. When we say that someone triggered us, when we say that there's a problem, when there's something that's bothering us, when we say this, we're actually giving power to the person and to their words. We just relinquished all power that we had to a suggestion or maybe a argument or just a strong conversation that you had with somebody. Maybe in your neighborhood, maybe in your household, maybe with your family, maybe with your friends. This is what I have to break down to you because you have to realize this. You have to stop allowing the triggers to still be there. And I'm going to give you a different analogy because I want you to see the triggers that you do have. The triggers are actually the things that you once buried. So if you're in a relationship or if you're trying to get to know somebody and they say something that triggers you, this is actually a buried situation that you previously didn't deal with. Like, it's so many hidden, buried things that we all have, including me. And I've been working on it season to season, but I have to give you a conversation that will change your life, bring about revelation, and bring about a change in you at the same time. You literally have to stop allowing people to take you back to where you left. It can be certain words and certain things that people say that literally take you back to a place that you left already. Let's take a trip down memory lane. You remember when you and old girl was, you feel me? You and old girl, y'all was doing y'all. You feel me? In the whip at her house. Remember you was doing that? Or remember, you remember Tyron? You remember Bonquisha? You remember Tyrell? As soon as they say these names or say just these little words, you remind me of this person. It takes you back to where you left. You relinquished the power that you had by listening to a word that they said, and it took you back to a time to where you were previously hurt. So you're still sitting in that hurt. You still sitting in that anger. You still sitting in that disappointment from your parents, from your friends, from your boyfriend, or from your girlfriend, or from whatever you're dealing with. Why were you triggered? It's the secret things that you are burying that is holding you to trigger. And when a trigger comes, I can compare it to a barrel of a gun, right? There's a trigger on a gun. Most of the time you see in the news or you just see it any or everywhere and they're like, oh, a child shot themselves in the head or they shot themselves in their foot or something like that, right? A trigger can be pulled out of fear. A trigger can be pulled because somebody knows they can pull the trigger. They know your pressure points, so they pull them. So it's either fear or they know they can do it. You have to compare everything that you go through to a life situation because everything that you're going through, it ain't nothing new. Everybody done been through it. It's just now it's your turn. Like we all have a turn in life. If you sit down and you read the Bible, you see, oh man, somebody else did this before I did it. Now we got people in the Bible that were top fornicators, but still, there was a man after God's own heart. There were prophets, but they still fell short in these areas. When you start to realize that you're not the first and you won't be the last, you'll say, okay, I can make it through this. You feel me? Because it's seasons for everything, but triggers are only pulled out of fear, out of manipulation, This is why you were triggered. They already knew it was going to bother you, but you allowed them to say something that would trigger you and throw you off your course. So then the big question I got for you is, which voice is more significant? God's or theirs? Which voice is more significant? God's voice or their voice? And when I speak on this voice piece, it's crazy because I'm starting to understand that the voice that God gives you can be so powerful if you be your authentic self. You feel me? And the voice of a rumor or the voice of a suggestion is not as strong as the voice that God has given you or the voice that God is talking to you with. Life is a constant comparison. There's a voice here. There's a voice there. There's a voice back here. There's a voice up here. Voices are literally everywhere. People gonna make suggestions. They're gonna try to tell you to take this route. It may not be the best route for you, but they're gonna try to tell you to take it. They're gonna try to tell you to take this route. Hey man, get you a loan and they'll give you a car and you feel me, you just make that payment. Now because you listen to a voice that was not from God, you'll find yourself indebted to a trigger. Now that you have listened to a voice that was not from God, you will find yourself in debt with a trigger. To be in debt literally means you owe something. And if you sit and listen to voices that are not from God, you will think that you owe this person something. You'll feel like you in debt, like you took out a loan because they suggested something. You got to think about this thing because I don't want you to be triggered. I don't want to be triggered. I don't want nobody to be triggered. I'm trying to help you be prosperous. I'm trying to help you be delivered from that trigger. I want that trigger gone. We got to dig that thing up by the root. Whatever secret that is, you ain't got to tell me what it is. You feel me? Whatever secret that is, you need to dig it up and you need to get rid of it because that's what's holding you. Your triggers are literally holding you. What's holding you from getting wealth? Your triggers. Why is that? Because they're going to say, well, you don't have this. So how can you make a move like that? Now you're triggered. Your insecurity is triggered. Bow. Your pride triggered. Boom. You ain't even got pride no more. They just talked you down from getting something that God said you were already going to have. But you had to have faith in this whole course. Triggered. Don't allow people to trigger you. I can go so deep into this, man, but I got 3 points for you and I got one suggestion, okay? Understand that all people are not your people. I'll say it again. Understand that all people are not your people. What are you saying? Everybody has a suggestion. Everybody's going to try to tell you what to do, but they're not your people. All people are not your people. And the people I'm talking about is the people that are on the same journey that you're on. They want to elevate. They want to become something way better. They want to prosper. They want to become this entrepreneur. They want to become this fashion model, this rapper, whatever it is. All people are not your people. And then even those people that are in those people, they aren't all for you. But it's a quote that grandmama and them would say, if God be for you, then who? Who can be against you? That's point one. Point two, release the pressure. Release the pressure. If you know anything about a soda, right? When you purchase a soda and if you shake it, you try to open it, right? It'll fizz up and then it'll overflow and it'll waste everywhere, right? That's literally you. Built up with tension, built up with anxiety, built up by people's opinions. You've literally been built on nothing that's solid. I'm going to build myself upon this rock, this solid rock. You've been built up off of things that are not solid. So if they're not solid, that literally means that they're liquid. If you are building yourself off of liquids, you are not going to last. Oh my goodness. Release the pressure. Somebody said with your boy, release the pressure. You have to do this, man. Please build upon that rock, dog. Please build upon that rock, sis. Please, I'm begging you. I'm pleading with you. Build upon that rock. I said 3, didn't I? I did. So the third one, change the point of view. No, hear your boy. Hear your boy out. Hear your boy out. Change the point of view. Meaning, hear what they say and take it to God. Hear what they say and take it to God. You have to change the point of view. This is what I noticed in the Bible, and this is crazy. Every time Jesus performed a miracle and the crowd came, he changed his point of view. He literally changed his point of view. He went to a different destination. Matter of fact, an elevated destination or an isolated destination. And he prayed. He wasn't triggered by anxiety. He wasn't triggered by any of these things that you're being triggered by, because he didn't stay in it. He left it and he went into the presence of God and he said, yo, listen, let me change my point of view. You got to change your point of view, change your perspective. Take everything that people are saying to God, because if you move before God tells you to move, you can destroy a whole generation being set free, including yourself. And you know what? Your boy has been taking smart, wise counsel and really been taking that to a whole nother notch. I actually started something that's quite amazing for me. I joined a mentoring program by Dr. Darius Daniels. I joined that. That is amazing, and it's changing my life, and it's really shifting me into the field that I need to be into. But I got another big suggestion that I'm going to suggest for you, even though this may not be popular. Get you a therapist. I believe in therapy and God. Therapy literally has taught me to dig up these triggers I once had and start new. And I know it says in Christ you will be a new creation, right? You will be. But before you can become this new creation, make sure that you're doing the proper things that God has for you to do. God created doctors to do what? Heal, help. God created nurses to do what? The same thing. God created therapists to do what? Help you physically, mentally. And they got spiritual therapists, all type of stuff. It's a lot of things out here that God has created, but you have to take into account that you have to use everything that God has around you. Because you don't want to get to the Father and be like, yo, God, what's up? You feel me? It's your boy. Like, nah, depart from me. What? Like, who wants to hear that? What I do, I don't even do for applause. It's cool. It's cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even do what I do for applause. I do what I do because I literally love to do it. Because as I'm doing it, God is doing it in me. So I'm out here in the field, putting that grind, putting that work, and I want y'all to work on your triggers, okay? After this video, I'm pretty sure your triggers done blew up. Now you got to get the digging. Now you got to go get that shovel, you know? I was just a man at Lowe's or whatever pointing you to the shovel. Say, the shovel's on the aisle, Jesus. You know, but man, I appreciate y'all for stopping through. You already know your boy gonna be back with another video. I come with it weekly. I took a break last week, and on the podcast I took a break. But you know your boy back in the building. Hey, send this to anybody, everybody. Hey, stay blessed. Love y'all.